It's time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jerry.
I always love that intro. And it is Friday, and we're all thankful for it. I guess. I don't know. Maybe some people don't give a shit. But happy Friday. For me, because I work 7 days a week, it doesn't mean anything. Keith is here in the clouds. He is Bespin. Look at him. I'm looking forward to when I see Mark Hamill climb out on him.
Yes, it's Keith, your brother in the clouds.
Yeah, that's right. Martin Acosta Santana is here. He, of course, is in charge of the chat. He is from Venezuela by means of Mexico. And Kieran Bug is here from Geekosity magazine, a good friend of mine. And it's always lovely to see you, mate, from England. He's live from England, 4 hours north of London. Good luck figuring that one out. And then, of course, Das Wolfen, John is here, a good friend of Keith's of mine, and regular host and co-host and panelist on our channel. I don't see Fat Steven Seagal. I'm not sure if he's going to be here. Oh, yeah, you're hearing? Are you having some trouble, Kieran? I just want to remind you, like so many people in Great Britain, they don't understand modern technology. Oh, there he is.
What am I supposed to be here for?
Is he like Satan? You just say his name and he shows up?
No, I think that's where we talk about your erection, but it still hasn't worked.
Oh,
Ouch.
I'm just going to simply say, thanks for bringing it up, Stephen.
Thanks for causing everyone else's to go down, Gary.
Anima Confusa, member for 5 months, BCM Giggity. Okay, Kieran, have you figured out your audio yet?
That's a no.
Nope, that is definitely a no. He turned the camera and then all of a sudden it didn't want to work anymore. Here we go. Are you back?
I wasn't in Zach's chat. What are you talking
You're
about?
not hearing us? What on earth?
That's not me. If there's a Fat Steven in Zach's chat, that's an imposter. I'm not there.
Oh, it's not showing your. I was about to tell him his mic isn't showing up. I checked his audio settings. Well, you can expect that some of these things are not going to go perfectly. I promoted the show earlier. Some people might see it because it might be a slow buildup for people showing up.
Okay, well, you want a summary of Willow? Oh my God. Christian Slater was in the latest episode, and they cucked him.
There we go. That's better.
There you are.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what the hell happened.
You talk about Gary's
Well, I was explaining to the audience that you're from Great Britain and you guys aren't very good with modern technology.
No, we're useless.
Just a bunch of twats.
Welcome to hell.
Everybody, I want you to welcome Kieran Bug, a friend of mine. I've been friends with him long before he worked for Geekosity, and now he works for Geekosity. Just a lovely dude. I fucking love you, Kieran. You're such a sweetheart. Seriously, if there was an opposite pole of a person that is me, it's you. You're on the opposite end of the spectrum for me.
Would you like to replace Gary?
I wouldn't mind it. He's a sweetheart. Just a lovely dude. And I love your articles when you write for Geekosity.
Oh, cheers, man.
I poke fun at what's his name a little bit now and again. Oh God, what is his name? Edwin Francisco, for his writing because he writes the way like I did my first year of doing journalism, where it's just like I was word counting the whole way, tossing in references to things. It's like, and he would do that. It would tickle me. Now I'm not making fun of him in a negative way. It's just a cheeky way of poking fun at him. That he would he go now Spider-Man, and then he would go into a breakdown of who Spider-Man is. Like we need that, but he's a sweetheart. His wife Joy Lynn, great writer.
Yeah,
she's got some chops. I like her stuff. Mikey, of course, is obvious, and then you know, and you are probably right up there with Joy Lynn, the two best writers for the magazine.
Oh. Cheers, man. That goes a long way.
I hope so, because Keith and I read your stuff. We always look forward to reading an article by you. And that's why we were so disappointed when you couldn't make it the first time when we invited you, because we really wanted to go deep into that one. I can't even remember what the hell it was, but you'd written an article, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to talk to Karen about this. And today we're going to talk to you about a couple of things. One of them is the most recent article by you, which is the Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who I have a huge thing for. Everybody knows. It's let's see. Let me pull that up on screen.
Gary, you're roboting a bit once in a while.
You're roboting.
No, you're literally roboting a little bit.
You're literally a robot.
And you're bad reboot.
I hate saying this, but I'm going to have to give it a second here because I'm on a different computer than my normal one. And so I have to share the whole screen, and then you'll end up with that cascading echo image. So I have to do it this way. And you are living in a place where Sir Isaac Newton lived.
Yeah, well, not in the exact place, obviously. I mean, I haven't got the tree out back or anything. I live in the same region.
Was it an apple? Was it apple tree?
No, it was a lemon tree.
Lemon Tree. Oh, and that's one of my favorite songs. Here's your latest article. Mary Elizabeth Winstead to play Rebels favorite on Osaka. Mary Elizabeth Winstead will play a Star Wars Rebels favorite in the upcoming Ahsoka. And it goes without saying that 2022 has been a great year for Star Wars, most notably on the television side with the release of 4 brand new Disney. This is where you'll find me cringing a little bit, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Everyone has their opinion, pal.
This is so you're so proactive, though. You are proactive, so I'm not going to make a dig at you. Therefore, it's close enough.
I get that. I get that. Everything that's come out over the past year hasn't been for everyone, but I try to keep on the more positive side, if you know what I mean. Just because there's enough negativity in the world, and if people aren't keen on something, that's fine. They're able to voice their opinion. Like, I've had my problem with the odd couple of shows that have come out this year,
like Boba Fett.
Yeah, that was a bit. It was false advertising. I mean, it was Mandalorian 2.5.
Well, if you haven't heard our assessment of it, and I think our assessment is pretty close to what happened. A certain person there was pissed at another certain person and wanted to punish them for daring to make a show that brings back Luke Skywalker. And while he was off making another show, they gave him whole credit for a really bad show because his name is the sole name that appears on screen by itself.
Oh, boy.
And while he was down finishing another show, and it got so bad that they had to pull from his show to try to save this one.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of personal fucking shit going on there. And you know it too, because you work with Mikey. And Mikey, I can tell you, Mikey just recently about gave me a stroke at 2 o'clock in the morning. He starts typing. Messaging me and Keith. And we're like, and I'm like sitting there just ending my date with my girlfriend. And I'm like, what? So I told him he's no longer allowed to message at 2 o'clock in the morning. Keith knows what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah. But you know what? I'm usually awake because I'm usually working.
Yeah, you're at work.
I mean,
Yeah.
he can go ahead and message me. I mean, it's not going to bother me.
Yeah, he's practically on Europe time, Keith. He sleeps when the rest of the world is awake here in America. But Kieran, what's going on with her, and what are you hearing?
Well, what I've been told is that we've known for a while that she's been cast in the Rosario Dawson spin-off for a while now, but there's been no word on her character, which is a bit weird. I mean, you'd think they'd tell us as she's such a high-profile actress, you'd think they'd tell us her character straight away. So the fact that there's been secrecy about her role just shows that there's something up. So,
and of course, this is the character that you're hearing she's playing.
Yes, the one from Rebels, the Twi'lek called Harrison Dula.
Pilot of the Ghost.
Yep, that's the one. I've only watched that show all the way through like once.
I've seen it. I enjoyed that show.
Yeah, I mean, I found it pretty. It had its ups and downs, let's say.
Well, its first season, actually, even possibly in the first 2 seasons, were rough.
Mm-hmm.
It's when they got into the pace of the story and the writing seemed to tighten up a little bit, and the characters became more likable.
Yes.
It started going, and I don't know who we have to thank for that. I mean, it was under the Disney umbrella that show got started. They ended Clone Wars and brought this one in.
Yes.
To take over. I thought that was a mistake that they made. I thought they should have finished Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And they did eventually. And then now we've got this show that I personally like. I like The Bad Batch.
Yeah, I
do.
What I like about it is, anybody that calls that girl a Mary Sue, I'm like, she is not. She's one of the biggest fuck ups on the planet. She has caused more problems trying to help than I've seen ever in anything in Star Wars. She's just like, man, but they show her the training she's going through. So I like that Filoni actually did that, showed her being a bit of a screw up that has to learn how not to be a screw up. And that's the opposite of a Mary Sue. Am I not right?
Yes, you
That's
are.
me being proactive, Kieran.
See, there's not many characters I really have a problem with, if you know what I mean. Like, the only time I've ever had a big problem with a Star Wars character was like the way.
Jar Jar?
No, actually, because I actually grew up with him, so I've got a bit of a soft
Oh,
spot
okay.
there.
Yeah, that's right. You're a little kid for it. Okay.
Yeah, I remember I was born the year before The Phantom Menace came out, so I grew up with that movie. That's what introduced me to Star Wars.
Yeah, you're like my daughter. She was born right after Star Wars, Phantom Menace, but she was there's a photo of us, and she's in the photo because she's in the belly.
Yeah.
So she was there for the premiere.
In utero.
What?
In utero.
In utero. Yeah. But let's go with this. So continue. You're saying you're hearing all these things. What's going on? And I think you said that one report was from Bespin Bulletin.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with their work, but if that's what they're hearing, it's gained traction. Loads of people on Twitter, Facebook, they're going on about it. So it's obviously a hot topic right now.
How much confidence do you have in it?
Well, given that I don't really know them that well and I don't really know their credibility, I'd say I'm about 50-50 on it. But I could see that happening because they have got Rebels characters in Ahsoka already, like Ezra, Sabine. And Hera is confirmed to be in it. We saw her in that brief teaser that was given at Disney Plus, not Disney Plus, D23. I mean, some of that leaked online, and you can clearly see the character there, but you just can't see her face.
And you think it might be here? That's interesting. I like that one. What do you think about this rumor going around with Henry Cavill as Captain Britain?
Well,
sorry.
The whole Henry Cavill situation has literally broke my heart. Like,
yeah, because he's Superman. He is
he
this generation's Superman.
That was Man of Steel was the first movie I went to see on my own in a cinema because I was still young. So, like, not like with a friend or anything.
Now, don't lie, Kieran. Your mother picked you up afterward, didn't she?
Yes, she did. Actually, no, it was my father.
She dropped you off and picked you up.
No, it was my father, actually.
Oh, your dad. Okay.
Yeah, it was my dad. But yeah, me and my friend, we went to see it. First time going on our own. We were excited and we were just blown away. Man of Steel is just the perfect film, in our opinion. And
don't. Because look, I actually do like Man of Steel. My problem with it are two things. Jonathan Kent's death makes no sense to helping define who Superman is. It's his death that helps lead him in that direction. And that in the film, it doesn't work that way. I also dislike that they had him hint that maybe you should have let the kids die. That always bugged me. I'm like, the reason why Superman works is because he is a Boy Scout. And the only way he's a Boy Scout is if he's raised to be one. That was my only beat. Past that, and Zod's death was not that I cared. I didn't mind. I thought he deserved to die. But I just thought it was badly done. I thought they should have worked that one out a little better.
I've heard people go on about how Zod was killed in Man of Steel, but if you think about it, you look back at Superman 2 with Christopher Reeves, he just flat out murdered him. He just threw him over the edge.
Yeah, he disappears into the mist.
Yeah. Whereas in this,
there's no guarantee Zod's dead. He broke his neck, and you can actually survive that with help.
Can I add something quickly with that, please? And this is going back to the Superman 1 film when you're talking about Jonathan Kent's death. All right. The whole lesson of this, and everyone knows this, and if you don't rewatch it, you'll understand, is the fact that his dad died from a heart attack. It's something of natural causes. This is
that he had no control over. Yeah, with all his powers, he couldn't stop him from dying.
And that's the whole thing. And he didn't know what he knew then when he did Lois and respun the Earth backwards to save her life. But it's still, that's the whole point. It was a lesson that he took a chance for Lois, but he would not be able to do that in general for his dad. That is why it works so well. Everything about that tornado was just, and the fact that he's holding his hand up going, don't, like he's giving a signal, like, no, don't do it. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what is this, football? Come on. It was dumb. And I'm sorry, Man of Steel had some good points.
It's actually quite enjoyable for almost everything else.
Brandon Routh played it. Honestly, Brandon Routh with Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, I still think is a little bit better based off storytelling.
Honestly, Henry almost had that role. You know, the only difference was that he was a little young. Yeah. But Brandon Routh
for Superman Returns.
Yeah. The thing about Man of Steel is that that's exactly what Kevin Tsujihara and Toby Emmerich wanted, because that's the reason why Christopher Nolan, in their minds, was the perfect guy to lead the DC characters in their minds and in the minds of the executives. That film, that story and screenplay were exactly what Warner Brothers wanted. Okay.
Can we have one more thing, Keith? Let's look into the fact that we hid the whole Kryptonian genome genetic code in Superman.
That again, that's Christopher Nolan.
He's technically not the last man of Krypton. He's literally the last man of Krypton with everyone else inside him.
It's Jonathan. It's everybody that worked on that script.
Kieran, I want to apologize for all the negativity.
No, it's not negativity. It's criticism. It's different. Criticism is not negativity.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that.
Honestly, Gary, I expected when you said that you had two things wrong with it, I thought you were going to point out the writing and the story. But
no, the story still follows the thing almost to the letter. They just kind of poo-poo on things that they shouldn't have poo-pooed on, like Jonathan Kent's relationship with Clark. I think that they tried to fix it later with the scene where he's up on top of the mountain and he sees the ghost of his dad. And then all of a sudden we actually got to see a better play on their relationship.
Yeah, that was from BVS.
Yep.
And that was the script that was written by Chris Terrio and Zack Snyder.
I
Yeah.
found that scene kind of random, just how he just...
It is
suddenly
random.
appeared.
Well, don't you know? Force Ghost.
But I think that's
everything.
because they wanted to address it is the reason why. I think
know,
they
but-
wanted to address it and that
Like,
relationship
I love
and make him more human.
I love the speech that Kevin Costner gave in that scene. The story about the hero cake and all that. Like, it was a very beautiful moment, but it just felt shoehorned in.
Well,
Just simply because, you know, he climbs to the top of the mountain and then he's there. Like, why is he suddenly seeing him now? Like, I don't know if that's just me being oblivious or, like, I just don't get why that happened like that.
see, it kind of felt like they ripped off. Let's go to Empire Strikes Back. It felt like I was watching an Obi Kenobi scene where Luke passes out in the snow, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It felt like that, and it was like, are you kidding me right now? Sorry, I'm very critical of Superman. I love Superman. Christopher Reeves, when he got his back trampled until now,
He's not kidding, Karen. He has a Superman bed kit.
It's actually Deadpool. I have the pillowcases and the comforter. Nice try,
We all know you're wearing your Superman underoos.
John. We all know you're wearing your Wonder Woman training bra. But nice try. I like that one.
I'm the one wearing that. Hey, Taco Bell. Let's get back on it. There's some other stories here. I wanted to peek at them real quick here to see which one.
Are you guys as excited? Next year we're getting Blue Beetle.
Oh, I definitely
I
want to.
can't wait.
We got to talk about this. What in the hell is going on with The Witcher? And them saying, claiming that he was toxic.
Source material. That's the problem. These are people that already admitted they hated the show, and then they're going after Henry Cavill. Why? Because they thought they can deter him a little bit more.
Oh, I'm sorry. I for a second I thought you were talking, Kieran.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'll wait.
No, I was asking Kieran, and all of a sudden I hear Fat Stevenson going.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was an open panel. My bad. I'll go back to mute in my corner.
No, this is the Geekosity segment of the show.
I didn't know that. No one told me.
It's on the fucking thumbnail.
My thumbnail.
Every
You didn't
Friday
show.
now, the first hour is Geekosity.
See, I'm a
If we
co-host
have a
by
guest from
title. They don't
Geekosity.
tell me anything ever. They just don't tell me. I'm like the janitor with the lightsaber.
Anyways,
Save yourself.
so here we go. We've got this article by Mikey, and you're in the know. You and I are both good friends with Mikey.
Yeah.
So, rumor claims Henry Cavill was fired from Witcher for being toxic, and of course, my response to him in private chat was he was too much man for them.
Way too much.
Way too much. So, I think
Yeah.
it's funny that he steps down with some grace, and then they immediately start being the ugly, mean ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. Like, I mean, it was established that Henry Cavill was kind of irked by the writers during season 2 because in the UK, he came on the Graham Norton show and he said that there was a change that kind of upset him in season 2 that they changed from the books, and that made me think,
And I'm assuming it was the death of his horse, right?
No, I think it was where one of the witches was. Oh, I can't remember properly because I only watched season 2 once a year ago.
Yeah, that's
The
all
one
I've
that
seen.
Oh, the one that got infected, right?
Yes,
inside,
that's the
yeah,
one. He
inside
said
inside the actual training ground. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the book he lived, but in the show he died, and that apparently irked him, Henry Cavill. So obviously that sort of started the little breakdown of his relationship with the writers, as far as I see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, of course. It doesn't help when your showrunner and the writer's room really hate the source material. And all of them, I think, are trying to get to season 4 and beyond. And we're going to see with this upcoming season, exactly what that's going to be.
Oh, it's going
Whether
to be
or not-
Rings of Power but Witcher. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. That's what they're gearing up for.
Sorry, Keith, but
And
yeah,
I've
that's
heard
what I'm-
nothing but negative remarks about the sidequel series that they did, Origins, Blood Origins. Nobody. And I'm talking about even some of our friends who are more lighthearted and friendlier than us are like, oh no, it's really, really bad.
That's not true. There's actually, it's good for one thing. You ask for a copy of the script and you eat Taco Bell the night before and then you use it to wipe all that diarrhea, because that's pretty much all it's good for.
But
he's not wrong.
It'd be better writing too.
I predict, and you tell me what you think, Kieran, that this is not going to end or bode well for Netflix's team for doing this.
Not at all. I mean, the only reason I watched The Witcher was because of Henry Cavill, because, well, I've ever since Man of Steel, I've followed his work, and I figured out how he was once the unluckiest man in Hollywood. He auditioned for James Bond. He lost that to Daniel Craig. He auditioned for Batman. He lost that to Christian Bale. He auditioned for Superman, like mentioned earlier, Superman Returns, but he lost that to Brandon Routh. So that kind of made me think, blimey heck, poor guy can't get a role. And then he's finally Superman, which I thought, oh, finally, at last, he's got his breakout role. He's finally going to get out there. Well, then comes flipping Walter Amada with that shit.
Can I ask you a question, if that's okay? What are your thoughts if they actually decide to? I know with everyone's iffy about Saffron and Gunn and all that stuff, but if they decided to, like, let's say they go and reach out to Cavill again, do you think he can pull off a good Kingdom Come?
Oh, without a doubt, I think he's got it in
There
him,
it is.
because he's got that love for the source material. You can see it in him for the characters he plays, so he would be able to pull it off instantly.
They could even do like Red Sun and do a spinoff if they wanted to, or there was another one too. I can't remember, but they have all this potential and all this material there. And he is a lover of source material. It doesn't matter the franchise yet. We got our Emmerichs, we got our Toby Hermadas, and they don't want to do crap.
No, that's the thing. He's literally the perfect Superman, and Warner Brothers and DC have let him go to waste.
Well, I mean, it takes a while to get rid of a lot of the bad eggs that are still there.
Well,
No. It's just at the cost of great talent.
But look what CW did. But look what CW did to great talent, Kevin Conroy and stuff too, with the whole multiverse, whatever you want to call it, crisis on infinite activism, whatever you want to call it. They crapped on that too.
It was a hodgepodge.
It was a hot mess. Is really all of it. And
I hate to interrupt, but I have to ask a question. Brett Cohen's here, and one of our guests said that he won something from them. I don't remember who it was and what he won, but they needed to get a hold of him. Who was that? It was one of our guests. You guys were here too.
No.
I know Keith was here. All right, I got to find out who it was. But I need you to get a hold of me after the show and stay in contact with me, because once I remember who the hell it was, I got to get you that. He wanted your information so he could send you something. You might remember what I'm talking about. You apparently got something, and they need to send it to you. So, War Monkey spelling with C-U-M. You bastard.
Hey, Sock.
You can't stop it, Martin. I don't think Cavill should ever go back to play Superman. He got screwed over. Oh, there's no question. Look, there's going to be a lot of bad feelings. But the one thing I got to say about Cavill is that he is a consummate professional. Yeah. He's always a pro, man. The guy's a gentleman, and they can say whatever the fuck they want to at Netflix. We all know what he is and how he conducts himself. What we've got is a bunch of sociopolitically driven individuals who want to destroy anything fun. That's really what all they care about is it's either got to be delivered how we say it gets delivered, or you don't get it. And it's like, sorry, buddy, your shows don't make money.
And Henry's our king of the geeks.
He
is the king of the geeks. He really is. I love the shit out of him. I knew, even though I had problems with Man of Steel, with some of the things they did in it, I knew he was our Superman, new Superman, when I heard an interview with him. and he was talking about who Superman was in the comics. And he was so grounded. I mean, base. He was just absolutely nailing it across the board. And I'm like, someone needs to let him just do his thing, is really what it is. He understood Superman better than anybody I'd ever seen, other than the gentleman who directed the 1978 film, who is the one who said that the only way you can do Superman on screen and have him work is he has to be a Boy Scout.
Well, Donner was good.
Richard Donner understood Superman.
He understood him up to a point, but he wasn't really as big a fan as he thought he was.
Oh, he wasn't into the comics.
Yeah, he was not into the comics, but he did the best job, and that's still, to me,
his lack of comic knowledge is why Lex Luthor doesn't seem like Lex Luthor. He's a cinematic Lex Luthor. He's not a comics Lex Luthor. And he's great. I mean, you don't get any better than Gene Hackman.
Can we just write off all of like what's going on with Emmerich and what's Hamada and just call it the Bizarro World universe and just start like
Bizarro. Anyway,
but I
Shatner,
like it. I mean, sorry.
Shatner is the king's father.
Yeah. He's
anybody
the king of,
that
I don't give a
can be in his 90s and still shit on young people gets an A in my book for being awesome.
He gives no F's at all.
None.
He is so far. He's run out of F's so far long.
And by the way, Kieran, I call that shatting on.
That's clever.
I've been trying to catch on with hashtags. Nobody's doing it.
No.
Well, listen.
But let's. Anybody else got some questions for Kieran?
How much did they pay you to be on here today?
Kieran's on here out of sheer
You said
love.
any question. You said any.
He's out here for love. He gets paid with love.
I've seen that love, Gary. Nobody wants that.
I know it's ugly. It's ugly.
Especially with the crying.
But I'm looking to see. Let me see if there are any other scoops
He's trying
or rumors.
to talk.
Because I got to tell you, this whole Captain Britain thing just sort of like, here's what I said about it. I said, he's been burned. Do you think he wants to do another comic book movie?
Yes.
No.
I think
he will not be Captain Britain because he's had his fill right now. He wants to go do Warhammer.
Yeah.
He wants to go do something that there's a reason. And I said this on the show twice, I think, that if he comes back as Superman, he will be an executive producer. That's going to be part of the deal. What I wasn't aware of is that he fired Danny, that he ended the relationship with The Rock's ex and manager, that he had ended that almost a year ago, is what I've been reading. Is that true?
I've heard rumors.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's all I've heard is that when he got the part to be in Black Adam, it was pushed by Danny and The Rock. But the fact is their relationship was already over at that point. Are you hearing anything on that?
I've heard murmurs. I've not heard anything official or anything from Mikey. I've only heard what's been reported in the trades, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like, I've not, like...
Which we can't trust the trades anymore. You know that.
No.
Geekosity is more accurate than any of the trades.
Agreed.
Because they are absolutely shill magazines. They're bought and paid for by the studio system. And you just can't trust anything they say.
Kingsport Cal, let me at least say this again. I cannot see anyone worth anything that is wanting to be in a comic book movie trusting the MCU as it currently stands. And Henry Cavill is one of those people. He's a fan that believes in the comics. If he decides he wants to do something, he wants to bring the comic to life. And since Nate Moore and Victoria Alonso seem to be having a free hand with the MCU, if he were to attempt to become Captain Britain, you know he will not be playing the Captain Britain from comics. So why should Henry Cavill do it? Why should Ben Affleck go over there if Affleck's not going to be able to do a comic book accurate version of any of the Marvel characters? I mean, you go
He's
over
at
there.
a point in his career where he doesn't have to do shit.
That's right. Neither one of them do. And so why should anybody really go to the MCU? Because you know you're not going to be playing a comic book accurate of any version of any character.
Well,
that has been established.
Well, Keith, there's one reason everyone wants to go to Marvel to become a superhero, to end their career. Look at Ray Palpatine. Look everything that's going like to Disney. Like, look at it. It's the truth. Willow's now on the chopping block. We're going to get more of the Marvels. It's happening.
The problem is when you got people who don't understand the source material running it, managing it,
English,
you're not going to get anything good from it. Which is why the only thing good that came from Star Wars so far has been from Filoni and Favreau.
You need fans. You need fans in the writers' room. And the fact is that the MCU, because of Nate Moore,
they won't even hire someone.
No fans in the writers' room. And as far as I'm concerned,
did you hear about that, Kieran?
Yeah, I have heard about that.
I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? And then admitting that in a public place in an interview?
Yeah, and when you look up and Google Nate Moore, that's all over his bio. He's a comic book fan, and yet he has that rule.
Well, you hear this bullshit because I call bullshit on Greg Berlanti. I'm like, you are not a comic book fan. Stop saying that. Absolutely, the Arrowverse and all of that would have been so much better if you actually were. You know,
well,
it's a bullshit moniker that they pull out of their ass, and then nobody ever calls them on it to prove it. Nobody ever calls them out and says, "Well, you say you're a fan, but," and then ask a real legitimate question. It deals with comics and watch them like a deer in headlights.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to move beyond that. And when you think about what Kevin Feige had said, all his interviews during phase 1, none of that means anything in phase 4 and beyond. They are not adhering to any of what he had established.
Well, you had talked about that previously, that they were trying to get away from paying net percentage.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted it to be pure profit, and the only way to do that is to get into the characters where they don't have to pay the percentage to the rights owners.
Kingsport Cal, you're the one that bought that one copy.
I missed that. I do want to turn our attention, of course, to the chat. I want to say hi to everybody. We got Anima Confusa, love of my life. Penny is Dork Knight's mom. Socks Bulletins, Parrot Head, AF Watcher 88, War Monkey. If you need to go to war, Kieran, I'm telling you, you want to bring a War Monkey.
Keep that in mind.
It just sounds like the best thing to take with you into war is a War Monkey. Krampus Jeebus, Kingsport Cowl, Brett Cowan from Australia. Brett Cowan is Australian for nerd. And Donnie Pearson is here, and I saw Donnie made some comments. Let's get back to Donnie. Donnie said, Pop Culture Minefield, speaking of comic books, issue 1 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2 has arrived. Fantastic, man. See, what else did you say? I thought I saw something else up there. Did I miss it? No. Okay. It's gone by too quickly. I don't think we're starring any comments, so I missed it. It's too far in. But yes, let's do this. It's war. There is a war that's going on, and it looked like we were winning. It really did. And then the rumors are that Ben Affleck pissed off David Zaslav by hemming and hawing over playing Batman again. And that apparently led to him losing his shit and telling the new DC heads, fuck it, just reboot it. And that was what, by the way, that freaked me out, because like almost 10 days before anybody else was talking about it, I got Mikey Sutton typing that to Keith and I, and of course Midnight's Edge, in a private conversation. Cavill out, Momoa out, Ben Affleck out. And I'm having a stroke, dude. I lost the ability to speak. I'm like, I was losing my shit. Reading these as they were coming in. I was important. Poor Danny, my girlfriend. She was like, are you okay? I don't like it when you get upset. You're going to have a stroke. Don't have a heart attack. And I told him, I said, you're no longer allowed to do that. You need to be like Spider-Man. Be a little more responsible.
I woke up to that news about all the actors being out. I mean,
way before anybody else was talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up, looked at my phone, I got the messages, and I'm like, what? And I had to make sure I wasn't asleep, so I just slapped myself.
Yeah, I know. And I was wide awake, ready to go to bed, and I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, well, after reading it, I just didn't bother getting out of bed. I was just like, oh, fuck it, wake me up when I care.
Yeah, right. I didn't want to get up. I got depressed over this because this was a long battle.
It was.
It was a long battle, and we had won. We'd won.
And then
we got Henry Cavill and the team back. I didn't care if we got Snyderverse. I wanted the Snyder cast. Anyway.
Except for one.
Two.
Look, Ezra killed himself in his career. And I have sympathy for anybody with mental illness. But when you surround yourself, when you know you've got something wrong with you and you surround yourself with yes people, it's bad.
Yeah.
I've got a sister like that. She has schizophrenia, and she's not allowed to know where I live. She can call me. That's it. She's allowed to call me. That's all. She's not allowed to know where I live because I don't want her here. I don't want her having an episode in my house. I've had enough of that. And Ezra just sort of screwed everything up himself. You can feel bad for someone with mental illness, but he was aware he had the mental illness. He was aware he had problems, and he let it go. And that's my problem is there's a lack of responsibility or accountability with people. And you've got to make them, even when they have mental illness, they got to be accountable for their fucking behavior. I think that he was not great. I hated his running. He looked weird when he ran.
Even Tom Cruise is better at running than he is.
Tom Cruise is actually really good at running. Do you know how fast that fucker is? He, like at one point, an actual professional runner and coach said this guy could easily, when he was in his 30s to 40s, have been in the Olympics. He got that fast. He took real training, learning how to run the way he did. Because if you go all the way back to his running, because he's always been running in his films, but go back to the way he used to run to how he has been running since the 2000s. Completely different running style.
Mm-hmm.
And they had trouble. He was doing almost 16 miles per hour in that scene in Mission Impossible 4 where he's running along that river and the camera's tracking him. They clocked him at about 15.8 miles per hour.
Tom Cruise really is Mr. Hollywood.
Yeah, he is going to die, and I love that on that video I shared recently on on our Twitter page. I love British humor because you guys can get dark and it just sounds cheeky, but it's when you stop and go, you just made a joke about him dying. It just sounded cheeky, and they said, and the guy says that Tom Cruise just looks like he's planning how he's going to die in each movie. This is how I'm going out.
It's a very manly way to do it.
That Dubai stunt, he had planned that over 10 years before they did it. He just comes up with these ideas, and that eventually finds its way into one of his films. And each time it's like, well, that's it. This is how Tom Cruise dies.
Isn't he going to space for the next Mission Impossible film?
Yes.
Like, I've heard that rumor, but I didn't know if it was true.
Well, what I believe is that Shatner went to space and Tom Cruise goes, nah, no, I'm going to real space. But look, man, he's insane. He is absolutely batshit crazy. He really is.
but
I
we love
can't
that
stand
about him.
listening to him talk about Scientology and all that stuff, but God damn it, I will pay anything to watch him in a movie. He is so much fun to watch. And it's like he really is a stuntman, not just an actor. And he really can act. I do like his acting. My girlfriend doesn't like him, but I love his acting. But he's the best actor to come out of Scientology. Yeah,
Most successful.
I just shit all over like John Travolta,
Kirstie Alley.
God rest her soul. Miss her.
Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes, that's right. Yeah, it's like man, so many people.
My best friend is actually called Isaac Hayes.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. You got a friend named Isaac Hayes?
Yeah.
You can actually post online. I was just talking to my best mate, Isaac Hayes, and get everybody's attention. Like, wait, what?
Does he ask you to sample his chocolate salty balls?
Once.
Does he complain about his toe?
Oh my God, yeah, that's from a movie you probably didn't see, Kieran. It's called "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." It was a comedy by the Wayans brothers, way back before anybody knew who the hell they were, and it's called "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," and it's got all the great actors and stuff from blaxploitation films that were still alive in the movie, playing parody versions of themselves from those old blaxploitation movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic, dude.
That
guy died of OG over gold. He had too much gold necklaces on.
Give you two choices: the window or the stairs.
I'll take the stairs. We're making jokes. You don't know what the fuck we're talking about, Kieran. I'm going to get you.
Wait
I'm going to get you a link so you can watch that movie. It's a must-see film if you want to see comedy, parody comedy back when it was still funny.
Yeah.
Because by the time they started doing scary movies, they weren't funny anymore.
It's what the guys from Hot Fuzz probably would have made if they'd been black and in the United States. That's pretty much what Hot Fuzz is.
Oh, you're talking about with
Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Nick Frost.
Yeah, those guys.
Hey.
Legend
Gary?
in this country.
Yeah.
Bill, what's the address for your Oldies fans?
It's right beside the Chuck E. Cheese.
Has Gary got an OnlyFans page? For a friend. I'm still not even sure what the fuck OnlyFans is, but I suspect it's nothing but porn.
It's only for the gold level members, but if you're willing to pay.
The Fappening. Krampus. You talking about Isaac Hayes?
Yeah, he died from complications from diabetes.
He died from complications from diabetes. Or if you watch South Park, he fell to his death.
Oh my God, that one.
And shit himself.
Wow.
The writers really had it out for him in that.
Well, they were kind of pissed at him because he was okay with making fun of every other religion until it came to Scientology, and they kind of called him out on it.
That was.
But the fact was, he was already starting to suffer from, I think, senility from the diabetes.
Mm.
And so it's kind of hard to hold it. You know, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, don't get me wrong, they are a gift to comedy. They really are. I can be in a foul mood, and all I got to do is watch South Park or Archer, and I'm cheered up.
See, the thing is, they poke fun at everything. I mean,
yeah, they're fair.
Yeah, I mean, they don't single out anything. I mean, anything is fair game to them.
In fact, they said that if we did single anything out or avoid making fun of something, then we fail at what we're trying to do, which is to make fun of everything. And I like that about them. As a Catholic, I laughed at many of their Catholic jokes. I'm like, oh my God, it's not true, but that's hilarious.
And one of my favorite episodes is the one where they're poking fun at autism, Asperger's, because I've got Asperger's. And,
Asperger's. When
yeah,
Cartman's
when they
like got hamburgers in his ass.
I was I was pissing myself laughing. It was just legendary.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
shit.
See, people would think that I would be easily offended by something like that, but I found it fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Look, like I said, if I'm in a down mood, I just pop in South Park or Archer, and I always get cheered up because those two shows are funny, and they're so. Again, I'm going to use that English thing because I grew up on English TV, so cheeky. You know, they're very cheeky with their humor, and I like that. Even when they're dark, I like dark, cheeky humor. I grew up on not just Monty Python, but a lot of the British TV from the 70s. And
we just need more Venture Brothers.
Oh my God. Can you believe they picked Hot Girl to be the flagship?
Yes.
The Cartoon Network. Nobody's watching it. It's got some of the worst ratings. And they canceled the show that everybody is begging. When's the next season? And what's real fun about the early years of Archer Brothers, you can actually see where if you pay attention and know your Johnny Quest, you can actually spot what they're making fun of in Johnny Quest. I mean, in the very first pilot episode, which was not animated the same way, it was done with more of a flash style animation. They show the melting of a city that is right out of the pilot of Johnny Quest, where he uses a miniature sonic device to destroy a miniature city. And they go to the nth level, like, why would a scientist be showing this unless he's trying to sell it as a weapon? That's what they do. That's why the Venture Brothers is so awesome. It's like, why did they do that? Rest in peace, Pele. Yeah, Pele was the shit, man. We may talk about that on Monday, Military Monday, because he is in the movie Victory with Sylvester Stallone and Michael Caine. And Michael Caine, like, is one of my favorite actors of all time.
You ever seen Harry Brown?
Yeah, Harry Brown is, because I wrote a story called Pilgrim. And a lot of people, unless you're British, don't even know the reference of Pilgrim in the name. He's former SAS, the character in my story. And if you know the SAS training field, you know there's the bell tower. And on the bell tower is a poem. And the poem is called Pilgrim. We are pilgrims, the SAS. Every soldier from SAS is a pilgrim. And so I named the story Pilgrim. And I've got two English guys that were wanting to work with me on it, including an actor. You ever see the BBC movie Colosseum, A Gladiator's Tale?
I've not heard of it.
It was done in the 2000s. You would have been a kid.
Yeah, I would.
And go check it out, though. The lead actor in that is a friend of mine. And he has wanted me to finish the script. I just haven't finished the script yet. And he's like, mate, that's fucking good, mate. That's really good. I like that. Head in a goalie net. Fucking right. And you don't know what I'm saying, but it was one of his favorite moments in my script when they find this woman's head in a fucking goalie net on the football field. And Matt Vader is in the chat. What's up, my brother? Matt, this is Kieran Bug from Geekosity magazine. He's a good mate of mine. I love it. Like, I don't know if you knew this, that I was friends with Bom Marciano way before Geekosity, way before. And he writes me one night. This is back in, I think, 2009. No. I've been friends with him since 2009, but it was back in 2016, 2017. And he's like, hey, man, do you know who Bom is, Kieran? Bom Marciano. He's Mikey's manager.
Right.
Okay. Right. Do it that way. Right. So he messaged me, hey, man, you need to check out this guy. His name is Mikey Satin. Go read his stuff. So I went and read his stuff. And I went, yeah, this is really interesting. I'd like to talk to him. Cool. And then I find out he's his manager. I'm like, you motherfucker. You were fucking pitching him at me. You were You weren't being a good friend. But Bob's a great guy. I'd like to get him back on the show. He's in the Philippines, though, so he's on the other side of the planet. So his schedule is like way off from ours. Like right now, middle of the night for him. He's asleep right now. But Baum is one who introduced us to Mikey Sutton. And Mikey Sutton, we introduced the world to Mikey Sutton. Keith and I. We brought him on. We were the first ones to put him on YouTube and tell people, pay attention to this guy. He knows what he's doing. And when I found out he used to work for Cinefantastique magazine, and I'm like, fuck yeah, that was like one of my favorite magazines when I was younger. All the way, going into my 30s, I was a big fan. That was a great magazine. I thought it was 100 times better than Starlog. Because there was a time when Starlog was the shit, but Starlog got kind of lazy, and the only thing that was good out of it was its editorial section where you get the letters from fans or the editor. Mm-hmm. And I liked those. But the magazine itself just sort of kind of took a shit. You know, they were spreading themselves too far with Fangoria, Cinemagic, everything that they're putting out, all the annual books and stuff, and they just seemed to lose focus on sci-fi. And then Cinefantastique magazine came around in the 80s, and like, man, it was good. It was the journalistic magazine for sci-fi and fantasy. It had real journalists, and one of them happened to be Mikey Sutton. I bet you didn't know that about him.
I really didn't. Well, I knew he started off in magazines, bless him. But I've never known to what extent, if you get me.
Right. And by the way, this is another thing I get made fun of for. You're friends with everyone, Gary. It's not true. I have a lot of people who don't like me. I always feel like Kieran puts up with me. He's very kind. You've got such a nice heart. And it's one of the things I love about you, dude.
You're my friend, man. Don't worry.
I just like, I'll say something. I go, boy, I hope Kieran never hears I said that. He'll fucking hate me when I never say it.
Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got along right from the get-go. You're such a cheerful person.
Right.
We're coming up on the end of the first hour. It's up to you if you want to stick around. I know it's getting late there in Britain, and you got a lovely woman in your life.
She's downstairs, bless her.
When is she going to make an honest man of you?
Oof. See, we've been talking, but we're not too sure yet. We're just taking it as it goes, if you know what I mean.
So, are you at least thinking about the ring? Are we getting close to that, or?
I've already gave her one.
Good.
Oh, what was her answer?
Yes.
Well, there you go. There you go. Now you can finally have sex. But I know it's late there, and I don't expect you to stay for our second hour, but I deeply appreciate you dropping in, Kieran. Anything you want to throw at us from Geekosity coming up?
Well, I've not been given anything as of yet, you know, like, I've not been set anything to write. I did do something yesterday involving Godzilla and King Kong.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't spoil anything, but it involves who the antagonist may be of the upcoming sequel.
Antagonist as in kaiju or antagonist as villain?
Both.
All right. Don't even ask him. He's not going to confirm. He will not confirm, John. Sorry, buddy.
I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Yeah, I know.
The article is up.
You don't understand. Send me an early link. Send me an early link.
Don't do it.
Can I proofread it? Can I proofread it for you?
I would tell
I'm a
you
huge
guys
Godzilla
right
fan
now if I could, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Godzilla fan, so hopefully
I
that'll
will tell you
soon.
this, and I want you to please say something into his ear about this. Hire a goddamn proof editor.
Yeah.
For Geekosity.
Wow.
Where's that music coming from?
I worked in a magazine and I had to be proof edited all the time, and I read you guys' stuff, and yours is probably some of the best. You enjoy Lynn, actually really do well. proofing your own stuff. But you hear the music, they're playing us out. That's the end of the first hour. The first hour, instead of a commercial break, we get ready for those coming up in January, because we were picked up by KGRA Radio, and we will have an advertisement at the top of every hour. But until then, we have this singularly great moment from Monty Python history. You'll appreciate this, Kieran.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the middle of the film.
Please tell me you know Monty Python, for God's sakes.
Yes, I know Monty
Okay,
Python.
good. Don't make me fly over there, mate. I'll kick your ass.
Bro, there's no one in England who doesn't know who Monty Python is. We have jokes about him on a daily basis.
Right. Yeah, Gary drops names, not bombs. Are you friends with D's, Gary? You mean D's nuts? Fuck you, Matt Vader. I love you, buddy. What is it? Don't do it, Kieran. Keep is relaxed. Actually, I'm very excited to hear that, and that they are doing a new adaptation of a horror film that Keith and I love, and a book that we both love. What was that called? The Keep, right?
Yep.
Yep. So they're going to readapt that film, and I'm looking forward to it. I bet they're going to shoot it in Britain. It's either there or Romania.
Let's hope they get it right.
I hope so. But anyway, Kieran, I deeply appreciate you showing up, man.
Hey, always, mate. If you want me on again, I'll make sure my schedule's
If
clear.
Mikey can't be here, you are absolutely the best substitute for Mikey.
Thanks.
But you got to bring me a link for that.
That's
Godzilla
not a dig at
first.
you. That is a compliment.
Tell you what, send me, follow me on Twitter, or send me a message on Twitter or Facebook, whatever, and I'll send you it as soon as it's up.
Hey,
Okay.
If you want anybody to follow you, I will share your Twitter handle. You want me to do that?
I'm not really looking for followers.
Okay, then I won't.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you like to read the articles I write, then just drop me a message and I'll send them to you as soon as I can.
Roger that. Thanks a lot, Kieran. Take care of yourself, my friend.
Yeah,
Thank
too.
you.
It's good
Thank you for
seeing you,
having
man.
me.
It really is. I haven't seen you in too long. It's been too long since we talked.
Well, it's been a crazy year, if you know what I mean. Like,
I mean, you bought gear to be on this show, and it wasn't on here for like almost a year.
I know. A lot of crazy stuff happens, but
I wish you the best, man. And even though I probably won't be able to go, please send me an invite when you do tie the knot.
oh, don't worry, I will, pal.
He needs
All right,
proof
mate.
that you're his friend.
It's just Das Wolfen has just followed me. Cheers, guys. Mate.
Don't
He
give
doesn't
him it.
waste
Don't
any
do it.
time.
Don't give it to him.
You talk about Godzilla, you've got my interest.
Yep, he is a kaiju fan. All right, take care, Kieran. I'll talk to you soon.
Good to see you guys. You have
Cheers,
a good,
mate.
You have a good new year, okay?
You too.
Happy New Year.
See you,
Send him the
fellas.
script to the Barbie movie.
Wow.
There we go. That was good seeing him.
Good guy.
What a lot of fun. Now I'm depressed.
So are we.
Post Kieran depression.
Both Kieran depression. PKD. Philip K. Dick. Is that correlation? Anyway, Hex Allen has jumped in. Good to see you. Matt, if you're free, why aren't you on here? You should jump on with us. It's good to see Hex Allen Comics. I haven't seen you in a while, dude. It's been like almost 2 months, I think, since the last time we saw you, and the last time you jumped into one of our after shows. Hope everything's okay. Yeah, this is the end of the year, man. How did your show go this morning, Keith?
It went very well. We were able to get through quite a
I
few
assumed Pinocchio was one of those films.
Actually, it didn't quite make it. You know,
God, it should have. Why was that movie even made?
I think the films we did have definitely deserved to be there. Of course, we only did top 5 worst television shows and streaming, along with.
What were the top 5 TV?
See, top 5 television shows were. Got to get my list back up here. Number 5 was Willow. Number 4 was She-Hulk. Number 3 was Moon Knight. Number 2 was Obi-Wan, and number 1 was the Rung of Power. Ring of Powder.
Oh, you made the wangs in the shower.
The Rung of Piss Water.
The rings in the shower. I like
no,
that.
No, the wangs in the shower.
No, fuck that one. I like the rings in the shower.
Willow is god awful.
And you know what? More words coming out that Val Kilmer was more prominent in the production, and that this guy is coming forward now, the showrunner, saying that the show wouldn't exist without Val. And so therefore I asked, then why does the show exist without Val?
Okay, Val was in this show today. I'll give this episode that I just watched, the recent episode. He wasn't in it. They used his voice and whispered from beyond the realms, and that's it. So you want to know who Mad Mardigan's replacement was? His sword. That's the only thing that's in this thing that's Mad Mardigan's is his sword. That and last episode before this is 2 girls going, "I'm truly madly in love with you." Thank you, lesbian scene. I love it. Thank you. In the mystical world of Willow.
Well,
family show.
The upside is that they were angling to try a spinoff with the 3 girls, and that may not happen because the ratings are so bad for Willow.
Keith, that's not true. They can do a spinoff with those 3 girls. They could just have to resurrect Powerpuff Girls.
By the way, Matt, I thought it was really funny that I was talking about a show the other day. I can't even remember what the hell it was, and I said, "Yeah, it's garbage." And Danny's like, "I really like it." And I said, "You are not the barometer by which I rely on to tell me whether a show is good or not." And he goes, "Guys and salty nerds say the same thing." And I went, "It's because they're smart."
I got. What are we talking about?
I got some Willow. We're talking about Willow.
I was poking fun at Danny.
Willow.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Let's say you say it's a family show,
Willow.
right? Let's look at it this way. Okay, the dude cuts off a troll's head, no blood. Christian Slater gets stabbed. Hey, guess what? There's blood. They can't even keep consistent in their fight scenes either. It's literally close cam of them swinging weapons very loosely. It looks like watching Gumby trying to pick up his horse. That's what it looks like.
Oh, somebody had to put their Kansas City hat on. Okay. Because you got your Raiders shirt on.
Oh, that's okay. They suck this year. We suck so bad we're benching our quarterback.
You look better bald.
Yeah, I don't know where my hat is. I'm kind of embarrassed.
No, man, better.
I went to the barber this week, and I haven't been on video since. And they looks like they cut my mustache off, but it's there.
Oh, it's so gray. Yeah, see, I get that too. That's why
yeah.
I color my facial hair, because I just look like I have nothing on my face. It's so gray, and I'm so pale.
Yeah.
But somebody said that you look like Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's better.
Who said that?
Yeah, Christian Slater was.
Oh, there was Kingsport Cal that said it.
Yeah,
I've been told that before. Somebody made a meme like a couple of years ago where they put my face in dying Darth Vader's body. Yeah, it wasn't far off. It was kind of weird. So
I put you on Lady Thor.
Script Doctor officially left the members, the Pop Culture Minefield members group, because Monkey Jeebus has gone insane since he bought that face thing. He's just posting too many videos. He's basically like spamming the channel and I love him. I'm cracking up laughing at every video, but Script Doctor's like, I don't have time for this shit. So he left the group.
I will say this.
Anima Confucius says hi.
Anima, hey, what's up, girl?
Alice
Vader
and
Borderland.
What is your opinion on that she and I fell in love and stuff?
Oh, I'm still processing this.
You're still processing.
We all are.
It's kind of weird. I'm hoping you're both past childbearing age, so that's a plus. So
fuck you.
Yeah.
The best thing is Gary's dick does not reach that far.
That's true.
We don't need to procreate, man. Neither one of us. It's okay.
No,
Yeah, I'm done.
no.
I'm done with kids.
Yeah, it's bad news. Yeah, Willow sucks. Hey, you know what I did this week? I just for the sake of context, I watched that god awful Witcher thing on Netflix.
Blood Origin.
Because everybody was bitching about it and I hadn't seen it. And I'm like, I can't talk about it unless I watch it. So I watched it and now I regret my life.
I have not. Alice in Borderland.
I want those 4 hours back, man. I really do.
Alice in Borderland, 2 seasons. Trust me, watch that. You get to watch someone get blown away by an anti-tank rifle.
All the different accents and the weird people and the virtue signaling, and it was just the writing.
None of that is from the book.
Off the chart.
None of it is canon to the books.
Well, they've proven that these current activist filmmaker showrunners have proven that they don't give two shits for the source material.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
By the way, Anima says, F you, Vader. I'm not that old.
Well, that's okay. Gary is. So, you know, I guess. Yeah, and Willow's just more of the same shit, right? It's just
garbage.
It's garbage. It really is.
You're better off with the book.
Yeah,
the fight scenes are bad. The dialogue is the only thing saving it is Willow, and even Willow's getting cucked on. It's so bad.
I think I've watched the first 3 episodes of Willow, and I just
6.
And well, I went on vacation. I went to New Orleans with my wife and some friends, and I forgot it existed. And then I came home and I didn't pick it back up. So if I have to watch it, I have to watch 3 hours of it at once, and I'm not sure I got that in me. So
you want to cleanse the soul. If you have a chance, go watch Lego Masters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just finished watching season 2 of what I consider to be one of the best shows made available on Apple Plus TV or Apple TV Plus, whatever they're calling right now. And I'm going to share the image here. Present share. I do not like the word present. It just sounds like an invitation for sex or something. Just weird. It's
Isn't that what
called Slow Horses with Gary Oldman.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it.
And it is really freaking good. It is.
Oh man, it looks like he is taking a deep character dive there.
Absolutely.
I love it when he does that.
He is over the edge, old, fucking don't give a shit about a fucking thing. Walks into his boss's office at MI6, sneaks in there, and she walks in and catches him there, and he's just smoking. Just nice. The whole room is just full of smoke. She goes, "There's no smoking in here." And he goes, "Oh, sorry."
He's a great actor, man. He really is.
Just the best. Really fucking good show, man.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 was a delight, and then season 2, they even expanded on the writing. Writing even got better for season 2, where they have what is like a 9/11 situation. They call it a code word September,
nice.
Where they have an event going on within the city at the tower, the glass tower in London. And a private plane is flying towards the city, and they call it a September incident. It ends up not being what it is. It's actually just like Die Hard. It's a heist. You find out by the end there's a heist going on. And it's very cleverly written. It's very funny. It's dark. It's tragic. I cried at the end because one of my favorite characters gets killed at the beginning of the season. Murdered. Just brutally murdered. And it involves the former FSB or what became the KGB, who basically are organized criminals now. Since the end of communism, they run the mob in Russia. And it's just an amazing season of action, comedy, and it's not woke in any way, shape, or form. There are women and men working together, and nobody's acting like douche nozzles about it.
Good. Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, do. I recommend it. Watch season 1. Gary Oldman knocks it out of the park. He is, I refer to his performance in this as sublime. You just don't get much better than him in this. the Alec Guinness of our generation.
I watch weird little obscure television shows nobody's ever heard of. That's what I've been doing.
I do that too, dude.
I'm watching this thing. I get home from work and I watch TV for about an hour at midnight before I go to sleep. And I'm watching this show on Tubi of all things called Plebs. Have you guys heard of this?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just finished season 1, man. It's actually really good. It's about these 3 dudes in ancient Rome, and the 2 dudes and their slave
called plebes.
Yeah. And it's just fun. Turn your brain off. Comedy.
Yeah, switch off and just relax.
Yeah.
Archer and South Park do that for me. I just turn off and I just sit there and watch them, and I just love those shows.
And it's kind of dirty and funny and adult but not so much. But there's a lot of dick jokes and stuff in it. It's perfect for me. It's perfect. So yeah, it's great.
Any other good
turn your brain off
shows
TV.
you've been finding?
Any other good shows? No, not really. I haven't really had a chance to watch a lot. I've been so busy. December has just been a nonstop just whirlwind for me because I've been gone for half the month. I was on vacation for 2 weeks, and tonight's actually my last shift at the casino I'm at before I'm moving on to a new job next week. So I'm changing jobs right now. It's been a whirlwind month, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting things back in order here in the next couple of weeks. So I have no routine right now, and then I need a routine. So yeah.
Well, one of the shows that I keep up with, I watch on my own because I don't ever want to overly.
You're breaking up.
No, I'm still with you. We'll never break. Yep. Yeah.
That's what you sound like. I caught nothing of that, other than break at. That's what I heard. Hope it's not just me.
No, it's when I'm doing stuff. I got to tell you, this is a gaming computer, but it really cannot handle the streaming. It has trouble with the microphone. Right. But no, what I was saying is I watch a lot more shows than what Anima and I watch together. And one of them I like to watch, Mythic Quest. I love that show.
I love Mythic Quest. I need to get caught up. I watched the first.
It broke my heart that F. Murray show.
Yeah. Yeah, that last 2 episodes of him in the season 2 were awesome. Where he went and reconciled with his old partner.
I love those little vignette stories, the standalone stories. Yeah, they do it again this season with Ian and what's her name? His
Poppy.
Partner in designing the games. Yeah, Poppy. Yeah. She is so funny, and we get to see them as kids.
I get so frustrated with Apple TV because they have some really good shows on there. But they don't market them for shit. They really don't.
No, they don't.
People never hear these things.
What?
Yeah. Mythic Quest. What's this? See? Never heard of that show. And it's horrible, but it's great at the same time. And it's just.
Yeah, I've yet to watch it because it just doesn't sound interesting to me.
For All Mankind's on Apple.
Yeah.
I love that show.
It's got a lot of really interesting, fun shows over there. So
I make fun of
it's worth
of one of their new shows, Echo 3.
I haven't seen it.
Echo 3 is what would a military show be like if written by and for people who don't know anything about the military? That's that show. It's really bad. I got so angry at it. I'm like, nobody would fucking do that. Nobody carries their weapon. Who the fuck is doing the technical stuff for this show? Is there nobody hired to make sure they carry their weapons right?
It's a military show written by the people whose only military experience are playing war as a kid in their backyard with their other friends. Is that about right? Okay.
It's based on an Israeli series about and the Israeli show is really good. It's really good. The original show that it's based on, which is also that was based on a book. This show is not based. It's loosely based on the show and nothing about the book. In the original one, it was about a bunch of veterans who got together to rescue the wife and sister of two of the team members, former team members, and they get the band back together again because the Israeli military and the Mossad won't do anything because it's too risky. So,
Keith, wake up.
But the problem with the new series is the fact that it doesn't have enough of the DNA from the original show in it.
Yeah.
And they've got people in the military doing stuff they wouldn't do. They don't do. It's like infidelity it happens in the military, but it's very careful how it's done. And the reason why is because you can actually be court-martialed for infidelity.
Really?
Kicked out of the, you lose get a dishonorable discharge over infidelity. Yeah, they're like, if you'll cheat on your spouse, what keeps you from cheating on your country?
Right. It's true.
You know, and so they really frown on it.
A little bit of moral background.
I put Echo 3 on my worst of list this year.
I did too. It's just not a very good show. Badly written. And it's like, I was talking again to Alex, your Alex.
Mhm.
And I think I made him sad. He says, it's written by the same guy that did Hurt Locker. I said, oh yeah, veterans don't like that film. And he goes, but I thought veterans like it. I said, oh, the ones who didn't serve in infantry love it. Pogues, Remps, Fobbits, guys that never went outside the wire. They love that movie. But the guys who actually are door kickers don't like that film. I went with a bunch of door kicker buddies to see that movie. And we were worse than MST3K, making fun of it while we're watching it.
Right.
You know, just laughing and mocking it. And it's like, and he wrote this show. And I'm like, yeah, Alex, I'm sorry, buddy. No. I hate to burst that bubble. I really do. But no, the real military people don't like Hurt Locker.
That's
we make fun of it.
I mean, that's interesting. I've only seen the movie once, I think.
Look, it's got some great moments in it. It seriously does. It has some great tense drama. But when you see a junior officer or enlisted guy talking shit to a full bird colonel or a major or anybody above them, anyone,
right?
You know what's going to happen? That guy's going to smoke the shit out of him right in front of everybody. He'll call him out and fucking smoke him. And if he doesn't do what he tells him to do, guess where he's fucking going? He's going into brig. That's considered conduct unbecoming.
Yep.
You know, you just don't do that. And I even knew better. My two best friends in the Army were my senior NCOs, my sergeants. I never called them by their first name when I was on duty. I always called them Sergeant Tevez and Sergeant Parker. In private, fuckface and asshole. You know, we were good buddies, card playing buddies, drinking buddies. We were always getting hammered together. And but on duty, man, you must always be paying attention to your military bearing. And that's an actual thing. Military bearing is important in the military. Always be aware of it. Yeah. And these shows like Echo 3 and the movie he made, Hurt Locker, ignores that shit. And that's why I always refer to it as I don't know if you know what a POG is or a REMF. REMF is an acronym that means rear echelon motherfucker.
Okay.
And we called them Fobbits, guys that stayed at the forward observation base, never went outside the wire. And they know who they are. And they're the guys that, look, yes, they should be proud they served, but it's infantry first, always. Marine Corps and Army, same, infantry first. And there's a reason. And when I see guys that are supposedly infantry and they're acting like Fobbits, I'm like, yeah, this wasn't written by a real military guy. SEAL Team is so much better as a series because it was written and it's tactically managed by one of the cast members who's in it, who is, it's ironically funny that he's a Ranger, Army Ranger, managing a SEAL Team show. Yeah. Cool. An Army Ranger.
That's what's so cool about Terminal List is because
Navy SEALs.
They had actual SEAls on site telling them, hey, no, this is not how you do it.
Created by a Navy SEAL, executive produced by a Navy SEAL, and the tactical advisors, they had one tactical technical advisor, but they had multiple Navy SEALs on set at all times.
Yeah, that's another one of those shows that I haven't finished yet that I need to finish. So
it's really good.
I got such a huge backlog. I think it's a little bit daunting, to be honest.
There are two things in there I want you to watch for when you finally do get back. When he goes downstairs, it's when they're on that I don't know what to call it. It's a mission, but it's not sanctioned. It's him and his friends.
Mhm.
And you'll see him exit a building and go downstairs and turns a corner. You will never see anybody do that.
I think I finished through 3 episodes.
His right angle turn is one of the best turns I've ever seen with a weapon. And then they do something I think it's the final episode, where he's going upstairs, rotating stairs. And when he has to turn a corner and a door is all the way over to the right, he shifts shoulders. They never show that in anything, not even on SEAL Team. A weapon shift is something you do when you're going up stairwells in particular. Mm-hmm. You have to, because you don't want to turn your body at an awkward angle. So you have to shift. And that's why it's important to qualify both left-handed and right-handed when you're tier 1 operators. These guys shoot both left and right-handed. And it's amazing stuff. I highly recommend Terminalist. It's good writing. It's really good, tense writing. That first episode, which we talked about on last Monday.
I spend too much time watching terrible television when I should be watching good. So
the problem is there's not much good television out
Yeah,
there.
I guess.
There is some out there, but you got to weed through it too much, and it bugs me. And that's why I think that our shows, Matt, all of our shows are so important because we help people weed through a little easier.
Yeah, but that's just it. I would rather go back and rewatch DS9. I would rather go back and watch Frasier, Cheers, and other stuff like that. You want to know why? Because at least I know I'm going to get the entertainment that I remember watching. I'm not saying I'm blast out all old stuff, but guess what? New stuff is like, I feel like I'm attracting an STD every time I play episode 1. I don't want to watch that.
I'm gonna show my show a little bit because that reminded me what you said. Over at Salty Nerd, one of the things we're doing this year for our patrons on the patron side is we're going to be, and I'm really looking forward to this. We're going to be doing commentary shows with every single episode of Old School Trek of the original series.
Nice.
And I'm just looking forward to doing that as a nerd because I haven't sat down and watched the original series every single episode for probably 30 years, so it's going to be like almost a brand new watch in a lot of aspects for me and some of this stuff. So, just taking the time to do that is going to be super fun. And I'm looking forward to that just because I know it's good already. And I don't have to waste my time watching something terrible. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
oh no, I totally with you. Tim, were you in the military? You can answer that in your good time, but yeah, that's something you would hear in the military on your left.
Yeah,
that's why I've gone back into anime. Like as much as people are like anime has been literally. Still I'm watching now.
It's a great thing to fall back on. No, I agree with you, Steven.
Harem anime. If you want to laugh and stupid crap and a little bit of nipple, that's where it is. I'll say it 100% accuracy. You want dark? You got Chainsaw Man, fucking stuff like that. Sorry, stuff like that. Like anime has more diversity in content for your brain than anything we're getting out of streaming services. It's the truth.
I was disappointed with that show, Bill. I was very disappointed with that show. I thought it would be better. And it's a new show. I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure. Treason with Charlie Cox. It's a British show that he did. It fell apart by the time it got to the final episode.
Charlie Cox, isn't that the guy that plays Daredevil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that either.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to anything from Marvel moving forward. I'm really not. It's like,
can you imagine?
Hey, what about no?
I mean, didn't they come out and say this week that the new Daredevil series is going to be more kid friendly and more? I think I heard courtroom specific. We're going to get more scenes in the courtroom. Is it Law and Order? Is it going to be like the shit we got on She-Hulk?
I'm assuming yes. Charlie Cox just came out and defended She-Hulk and said we don't need fans that don't like this stuff.
So all the real fans that are actually true fans of the Netflix universe shows, of which Daredevil
be let down.
Was amazing, are going to be pissed off, and it's just unreal. I don't understand these people.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
They're not people.
Yeah. They're a robot thing, right?
They're robot algorithms.
Ultimately, it is really, as I've been saying, I don't think Kevin Feige truly is running the film portion of Marvel Studios. I think he's left that up to Nate Moore and Victoria Alonso. And he is basically allowing them to run it a particular way, which includes establishing the rule that no fans are allowed in the writer's room. Which is
that's no good.
That's no good at all.
And Joe's got a super chat here for $4.99. Foxy and I are rewatching The West Wing for the second time. We revisit that OG Law and Order, True Blood, and The Walking True Blood. I'm sorry, I will never watch it. That's like just gay vampire porn. I'm just like, no, thank you.
No, and it's so good. It's so good. I love True Blood. It's so good.
It's just every single ad for it I saw was like, I'm like. But anyway, The Walking Dead, I enjoyed it until they killed Coral. And I went, I'm done.
I need, again, that's on my backlog. I need to watch The Walking Dead from the time they blew Rick up, but didn't until the end. I was done when they got rid of Rick, because every week that show was just a mental drain on my brain. I couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't. It was too much. But I do need to get caught back up before what Dead City or Dead World or whatever the hell this thing is.
I'm enjoying Fear the Walking Dead. I like that show.
Yeah, I never could get into that one. But
it was bad. It was not very good in the start. And the minute they killed the dad, I was out.
Listen,
they brought what's his name from The Walking Dead over, and the writing got better.
Yeah, I was very curious. I appreciated that show for a lot of things that they did. You're a comic guy, Gary. You the episode. I don't know if it was issue 100 or 200, whatever, but it was the one where they killed Glenn. Where
that was with the baseball bat. Yeah, that was
the baseball bat.
Finale.
It was like every page of the comic was just another half page of Glenn's brain getting pounded out of his head. I was very curious how they were going to do that on television, and they pulled it off. And I think there's some things in that show that people just don't appreciate, and that to me is one of them. But it's also one of the most gut-wrenching emotional shows that's ever been on
left us
TV.
for half a year not knowing.
Yeah, I still can't watch the scene from the end of season 2 where the daughter comes out of the barn and Rick puts a plug in her, and it's gut-wrenching to me to watch that.
That wasn't Rick. No,
Rick.
Shane.
No, that was
Shane.
No, it was Rick. Shane didn't do it. I guarantee you it was Rick that killed her.
I gotta go back and watch it because I thought it was Shane that did it.
But that is
quick.
Those kind of scenes are just wild.
I got to do this video, and thanks to Joe's atmosphere. Here you go, mate.
For that, you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
Ooh, baby, that's some sexy talk right there. Thanks a lot, Joe, for the super chat. I wasn't in the military. Many of my family members were, but yeah, there are a lot of little things I still do. From the military. I copy, depending on what he says to me and how they're saying it. No, it's in me. I can't get rid of it. It's there forever.
I think most military guys that I know are exactly the same way.
I've got a lot of military vet buddies who are all the same way. And then what's really funny is like, because I have a lot of friends outside of the military, like Keith and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And but I've always been nervous about being friends with people outside of the military because what I learned was there's a lack of depth of friendship that you don't get, like the friendship you get in the military. It's like deep, like evolving kind of stuff. You just are ready to die for this guy, and or say things like my buddy turned to me one day, and Julio, he's like, yo, man, if shit goes down, I start to run, I want you to shoot me and drag me back. I went, no problem, buddy. I'll do that for you, man. Of course I would. And if I do that, he goes, oh, I would shoot you in a heartbeat. Like, fuck you, dick.
We have another super chat from Joe.
Oh, another $1.99. John Dory is the best new character from Fear the Walking Dead. I love that show. I really do. Somebody said, go watch it. I'm serious. It's different. I went, fuck you. And I went and I watched it. It is different.
Mm-hmm.
The minute they brought, what's his name from the black guy?
Morgan.
It was Morgan.
Morgan.
Once they brought Morgan over, whole new fucking game on that show. The writing changed. Everything changed. And I'm like, yep, I'm all in.
So when Morgan gets there, then it gets better?
Yeah, it's
Because
that transition. They brought in a whole new writing team.
Like, yeah.
They brought in a whole new writing team. Everything. Right. It's completely different from the way the show started. Because I didn't think the writing was very good. And the black dude from the beginning of the season is now one of the arch villains. I mean, up to the last that I watched. He is one of the main villains now. And he was a likable character, but now he's a bad guy. And it's like, oh, this is the evolution of a character. This is good. I like this. This is writing. Great cast. Mo Collins. They took Mo Collins, a comedic actress, and put her in a fucking horror drama.
Hey, man, a good comedian. A lot of them are good actors.
Mm-hmm.
And what's her name from Dharma and Greg is in it too.
The Dharma?
She's another. She played Dharma in Dharma and Greg. She's another Scientologist. Elfman, Jenna Elfman. She's a Scientologist, like her brother, Danny. Danny Elfman are both Scientologists.
That's her father-in-law.
Who is?
Danny Elfman is Jenna.
Oh, is that what it is? I know they're related.
Yeah.
But she and there was a joke back in the 2000s. It's like there are two people you don't invite to parties in Hollywood. And one of them is Jenna Elfman because all she does, she tries to convert people to Scientology at the parties.
She's married to Danny Elfman's son, Bodie.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Bodie. That's such a California name.
I know.
What's up,
really?
Bodie?
He's not even American. You know, he's fucking what? English or Australian? I can't remember.
I don't know. I just instantly think some dude with a surfboard and a ponytail. Bodie.
Yo, Bodie, what's up? Man, I was hanging 10 today, man.
He's a character actor that you've seen in a lot of films, including a Will Smith movie. And he's...
What, Everybody Punches Chris?
Wasn't one of the dudes in that Point Break? Wasn't one of their names Bodie?
Yeah, I was the main villain.
Yeah. Patrick.
Yeah,
I can't.
Swayze.
Because he was a Bodie, right? Yeah.
Okay. Bodie. Yeah.
That's why I think that, I guess. One of the greatest movies of all time, gentlemen. It really is.
Do not say that to Mad Mardigan.
I'm an FBI agent. What?
Do not say that to Mad Mardigan.
It's one of my yearly watches. It's a great movie. I love it. Keanu Reeves, one of the greatest people of all time.
Catherine Bigelow, one of her early films.
Guys, I got to get out of here. I got to go to work. But it was nice hanging out with you.
Well, it's good seeing you, man. We're coming up to the last 20 minutes.
I didn't get a chance to
It's always good to see you. Happy New Year, my friend.
I love you,
Trader. I think I love you too, man. I love you. I didn't get a chance to say it, but congrats on 5,000. I haven't been around for that long. So
well, it's getting ready to go bigger now because we're going radio. Our average viewership listening audience is between 4,000 and 5,000.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get away from YouTube because YouTube is just too difficult. They're just
too censored
for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know, I don't want to have to worry about what I'm saying because the KGRA said, because Don was worried that they were going to have trouble with how many fuck bombs I dropped. And Bill Skywatcher, who's the station manager and the owner of the radio station, were like, oh no, we like that part.
That's cool. Yeah.
Right and Don's like, well, curb it, Gary.
So I can't be one of these guys with the 20-minute outros. So I'm going to get out of here. And
get
peace
the fuck
out
of
you
here.
guys.
I'll see you later, buddy. Happy New Year.
All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
The amazing Matt Vader, everyone.
Yeah, it's always good to see him. I can't believe it. We're already at the end of 2022, and I can hardly wait to say goodbye to this fucking year.
Your girlfriend has just breached the back door.
That's not true. Gary doesn't have any fingers up there.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Like, wouldn't you know that back door would trigger a trap door? Yeah.
Open your back door, baby.
Strong. I'm gonna go check the back door.
Front door team and back door team.
There we go.
Got all of them.
Almost all of them. There's one more. But I didn't want to do it because the back door is right at the end of it. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And why do you have underpants with a Swiss flag on them?
Swiss? Those aren't Swiss. Those are, they're from the Red Cross. They're defective. Anyway, me safe house, A2 safe house. I'm gonna check the back door.
They're from the Red Cross. They're defective. What? Daniel's lazy ass is sleeping. He's always been a night owl. Yeah. Woohoo. Daniel's lazy ass. Let's see. Nothing. So I don't know. I'm kind of spent. I feel like smoking a cigarette.
Well, then, you know what?
It was a fun episode. We had a good episode. It was a lot of fun.
Well, we could talk about what we're looking forward to in 2023.
Yeah.
Better
or even
jokes
ask
than John.
or even ask Gary, what was your worst show of 2022?
Disney.
Yeah, look, you know what it was. It was one show. It was so bad I got angry. It was Moon Knight. And I mean, I lost my shit. I got so fucking angry over that. I'm like, you motherfuckers. You bait and switch the fans, promising not to do it. And you did it. And you did it in spite of us. Fuck you. That's when I was done with Disney Plus. I'm not going to subscribe to him, not until Gina comes back. But I still would watch some of their shows through other means. And but now, fuck them. I don't give two shits what they put out. I don't care about Daredevil. There's very little in 2023 I'm excited about. And by the way, I'd like to get away from people saying 2000. You know, we did not say 1908. We said 19. It was the 1900s. This is the 2000s. This is the 21st century. Get past saying 2000, man. That's just, I think that got started because of a movie that came out in 1968 called 2001: A Space Odyssey. And everybody got into the habit of saying 2000. It's 20. It's 20. It's 2022. And we're ending 2022 and going into 2023. I am not excited about 2023. There's really nothing I'm too excited about. I wish I could say I was. Look, man, this is a depressing fucking year. Not only with all the fucking people we lost, friends that we lost, as well as celebrities that we loved that we lost, but we lost the battle. We were winning. I'm going to say this. We were winning. We'd won many battles, but we lost the war with the casting for DC. And I think it was, I put it right up there emotionally with finding out that, we got the Vietnamese to go to the Paris peace talks, got them to sign a treaty, and then immediately Congress defunds the war. And we can't force the Vietnamese to respect the treaty. So they started killing people. Emotionally, this kind of hit me the same way. It's like all this fighting that we did. Every one of our shows fought for this stuff, even if we weren't big Snyder fans.
Mm-hmm.
We loved the cast. We loved these characters, and it broke my heart, man. It was hard for me to get up the next day, like Kieran said. Kieran was the same way.
See, I don't look at it as a total loss. At the end of the day, we've proved one thing, that the fans' voices can reach out and accomplish something again. Even a victory that leads to loss is still a victory. So why are we giving any steps back when we can still just push forward? It's not, what's the saying? You might have lost the battle, but you can still win the war. So is the war over? No.
The war is lost. No, the war is lost.
I don't think so.
On this one, I think it is.
No, it's not.
Absolutely. With them
How can
being
you say
removed,
that when you do PCM every Friday and you do a morning show every day? Not lost, Gary.
We lost that war. Now, if you're saying the war with all of
pop culture,
entertainment,
I'm
no.
talking as a
Okay.
whole. Yeah, it's only one
I'm
battle.
talking about the war with over DC, because that was a big war. That was a war all by itself.
Yeah, but I can't go.
I don't look at that
I
as a
don't
battle.
raise a white flag without knowing what's coming. That's just it.
There's no
right?
white flag. There's no. When David Zaslav says reboot it, screw it, reboot it. It's over. The war's over. It's like you just sort of walk off the battlefield going, is that it? No, the guns stop firing? Armistice Day? No, I'm not going to agree with you on that at all. I think that the fight for DC was a war all by itself. It was an absolute war all by itself. Then we got a war going on with Marvel and Disney. And there's a chance we might win that in the future, but right now it's not looking good. And the reason why is because we lost the war over DC, and Marvel likes that. Kevin Feige loved that shit.
May I say something? If victory is not total, there's no victory at all. That's only a ceasefire.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
It's the military thing in me. I recognize a loss when I see it.
That's fine. I just have more optimism than I'm not saying you're wrong. You are. I'm just keep an eye out. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just where I'm at. I mean, it's just where I'm at. Penny.
Well, we went through midnight together.
I don't have any more kids. They're all adults now. So maybe take somebody else's kids. Is that legal? Can you do that? Take them to see Puss in Boots.
You get this guy's card as a kid.
Is Martin in the bathroom?
No, he's off his headset.
Oh, okay.
So you'll get more of an echo because of it, or residual echo. Not like an actual echo, but you can hear his voice off the walls.
Okay.
I didn't like the Snyderverse. I'm glad it's rebooting.
Again, it wasn't much of a Snyderverse, considering that Snyder really wasn't the guiding force for it.
Yeah, the fight was for the cast.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, Snyder didn't have very much to do with the so-called Snyderverse, but he was able to cast a few people that he liked, and it turns out that the general public, for the most part, fans seem to enjoy the cast. So, but if the boss wants to change everything,
what's that song? 4A to 6 ain't bad.
Again, it's to me, I still think ultimately Warner's and DC are going to make out a lot better than Disney and Marvel.
Well, despite losing the war, I think that David Zaslav is going to still push for quality filmmaking.
Oh, yeah.
So I just need to sort of chill out. I need a few months to recover, because that was a long time we spent on that battle.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. I mean, we've been fighting for Star Trek since we started the show. We've been fighting for DC and Marvel since we started the show, 2018. And
see,
it's heartbreaking.
That war going on right now. I'm hoping you were done, Gary. I'm sorry. That war going on with season 3 Picard and that stuff I'm watching. I'm not commenting on those Twitter threads. My God.
Look, I love RMB, but I call bullshit on that. You don't get to do 2 shitty seasons. I mean, really, really shitty seasons of a show, and then pull out the good team and save the show. This is actually should be called Picard season 1.
No, it should be called TNG Rebirth.
If it really is that good, then that's exactly what it should be called.
But that's just it. But this goes back to the same argument before we've been fighting. Why do we have to sift through miles and miles of shit to finally get them to realize, hey, you were wrong all along? That's the whole thing. Yeah, they were. Yeah, Discovery was trash. I'm sorry. Lower Decks is trash. It's not even funny. And then we have Picard, who, when I lost my crap, is when Q slapped him. No matter what, Q would not slap that dude. They still had a mutual respect.
Well, Q, who's omnipotent, wasn't aware that he's not Picard. That's when I was out. I didn't care about the slap. I'm done.
But he would have known. He would have seen everything.
Because he absolutely could have Pinocchio'd him and made him a real boy.
He did that in Tapestry. Tapestry, he gave him the chance to relive his life without the choices he made, which got him stabbed or shot in the chest in the beginning of that episode. That in general, and then the series finale with the two-parter, with the whole paradoxal, what was it? Whatever it was, the rift. I'm trying to remember the T. It begins with a T. Tachyon. Destruction of whatever it was. From there, it was trying to show that it's not out there; it's the inside of thought to make you think of what's allowed. And then with that, Picard would have learned that, and then we wouldn't have seen what happened with Ramius. We wouldn't have seen what happened with. It's all bullshit. Tired.
I agree, and Bill, we're aware of that. We're aware of what he said, that he's seen season 3, and he likes it. And I'm like, I'm sure somebody probably did pull their head out of their ass, but it doesn't save it from the previous 2. They should have just named it another series.
Some people are just tired. I mean, we've been fighting this so long, and we've had to sift through so much crap. And worse yet, be called all kinds of names because we weren't willing to deal with crap, that you get tired.
Keith,
5 years we've been fighting this, Keith, you and I.
Well, Keith, it's scary too, and everyone else. It's like this. Every time we hear a new property coming out of Marvel or Lucasfilms, we don't hear Star Wars. We don't hear Marvel or the hero. All we hear is the tainted. Like I've been saying this for 2 years. All we hear is the toxin that's called Disney, the toxin that's called Paramount. We no longer see the franchise; we see the company and what they've done, and that is the problem.
Yeah,
they have infected their own franchise.
Exactly. You see too much of the hands managing things than the creation itself. Yeah, I agree.
That's it.
Hey, Gap is here. Gap, what's up?
I would rather die on that table than live the life of the man I just saw, and that was Picard. I might not quote it exactly, but that was from that episode.
Wow. I mean, it's to the point where I can't read any of the books anymore because they started. So now that they've ended all of the last vestiges of the writing that they had from the original Trek universe, and it's all related to Discovery and everything, all of those books they're coming out with, the Spock biography, the Kirk biography, it all syncs up to the way history is told through Discovery. Everything, any new books coming out take on everything that they've been doing since 2017. It's the same with Star Wars. All of their Star Wars novels now are being run through the way history is viewed through all the latest films. So there's no reason getting any of the books. If you're an OG Star Wars fan, you're not going to like what they're doing. Everything with even Doctor Who is being synced up to the way Doctor Who has been now. So you can't read the books. You can't read the comics. You can't read anything. So there's nothing to buy. There's nothing to do.
Yeah, they've made it canon. So therefore you have to accept it or walk away. And I walked away. I'm walking away from them. I'm not going to come back until they've either been reversed on being canon or until I die.
Well, Chapek had to go because Chapek would have, if Chapek had made it to his office come Monday morning, if nobody had been able to get a hold of Chapek and Chapek had walked into his office, I guarantee you by Tuesday morning, you would have had a majority of the people on the board perp walked out, including the woman who tried to accuse Chapek of doing something to the finances, to the numbers. All those people would have been walked out because Chapek would have heavily reported everyone. So, yeah, look, I'm not worried about Chapek. Chapek got himself a nice golden parachute. He's made his popcorn. He's sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, and once again, I predicted that Iger was going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, you watch, Iger's going to do a power play.
Yeah. So, really Disney is burning down as we speak. And now that Universal is building their Mario Land, I mean, what's Disney World going to do? watch a lot of people go to Universal because Universal still they're not.
I'd rather go to
raising,
Universal any day of the week anyway.
Yeah, they're not going to raise rates. They have the best ride out there, which is all the Harry Potter related stuff. And lo and behold, look at all of the Imagineers that left Disney to go to work for Universal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's just like with Pixar. You have all your best people leave
Sundance.
Pixar. So, I mean, if you still want to have a business, you're not going to have any quality people working for you with those companies.
Activists are not writers.
And executives are not creatives.
Mm-hmm. You can't be creative when all you're looking at dollar signs.
Yeah, it's and this is why, when you ask me what am I looking forward to in 2023, I will tell you some of the more independent shows I'm looking forward to, like season 3 of Slow Horses. I'm looking for. They've already shot it. It's already shot, and that's why they were able to release 2 seasons in 1 year. Season 1 and season 2 were both released in 2022, and so season 3 is already finished. They already showed a preview of it at the end of the final episode. Looking forward to it. Gary Oldman, absolute is a delight to watch on screen, and that whole cast is great. Very good show.
Season 2 of Reacher is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, season 2 of Reacher. I think that
to a Terminal List.
Terminal List is going to be continued. It's one of the most #1 watch shows. It and Reacher killed it this year.
His Dark Materials, if you still want to give it a chance. Sorry.
I didn't like season 1. I didn't like season 1. I couldn't finish it. I was like, nah.
Peacemaker season 2.
Now, see, there's where he struck gold, and I'm fine with it because it's a lesser known comic and a character that I got to be honest, I never read. I didn't like the way he was drawn. He looked weird. He had like a penis head. It looked really weird to me as a kid.
I have a quote for you guys before we close out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's from someone. It's from Willow. Pornhub videos with better acting than Willow. Try so hard to achieve. Stop this nonsense with remakes, sequels, and reboots, and etc. Disney. Go back to discover something with fresh ideas without pandering. Am I wrong?
No.
Good, because that was my quote. Ha 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 ha.
No, it's good. It's good.
You
didn't have to lie.
I didn't lie.
Yeah, you lied. It was yours.
It's a sad day when Pornhub has better written material than Disney.
Hey, look, I got to tell you, some of the Marvel porn that they do is far better than the Marvel.
That doesn't count. I'm keeping that in. That's the multiverse. Oh, yeah.
The parody porn films are really fucking good. Batman 66 is still one of the greatest Batman porn parodies I've seen.
Assault
costumes,
Arkham.
Everything, just really fucking funny. A Man Called Otto with Tom Hanks. No, I've seen the trailer for that, and I'm looking forward to that film. I am.
There is one thing we should be looking forward to in 2023 is some goddamn news on the Babylon projects.
It'd be nice to get something.
I'm not sure that's going to move forward.
That's under Warner. It's under Warner, so we don't know.
And again, it's not because I think of any hate or anything, but now as more and more information has gotten released over the last few weeks about the financial status of both Disney and Warner, the real financial status, it turns out Warner is multiple $1 billion in debt. I really do not see them basically going out and reviving anything that they already own easily. You know?
They're in a decaying orbit around the sun.
We could see them renting out properties.
Well, we're going to start seeing that because that's some of the stuff that I've been curious of what's going to happen with Marvel. It's hemorrhaging money. And are they going to start? I mean, could this spell the end of Marvel the way we know it?
If Nintendo Land opens, yes, it will rival the Disney parks. And we'll
you
see
mean I'm got to give a show. Thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Anima Confusa, Love of My Life, Penny, Sox Bulletins, Parrothead, AF Watcher 88, War Monkey, Krampus Jeebus, Kingsport Cow, Brett Cowan, Donnie Pearson, Joe's Atmosphere, sorry, Matt Vader, which was great. I was so grateful he jumped on with us. It was good seeing him. Hex Allen Comments, good to see you, man. Tim's Talks, it's good to see you again, dude. And Tim, we need to talk sometime. Tim's Talk. Awesome One, the Peter Vinkman fan side is always good to see her. And Gap After Dark. Very happy to see all you guys. We will have a show tomorrow. I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about. It'll most likely be end of year stuff because it's end of the year. And so you can bet we'll be talking about some more stuff that we liked and didn't like. And but past that, that's the end. See you guys tomorrow.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
There's Matt Vader right there.
Well, I'm now verified on Twitter, and my kid's
It's their good.
That's all, folks.
Back door.